All right, so it's December 30th. We're getting real close to the new year. And I've never set New Year's resolutions. And basically, I have never set them because I never actually plan anything out and keep anything, that I say that I'm going to do. So, what would be the point? However, I feel like this year is different. I feel as though 2022, and I'm probably going to make a more in detail video about this, but I feel like in 2022, this year, I've really become aware of problems that I've had with ADHD and organization and executive function. And because I've been aware of that, I've really been working on becoming more organized. And so I think for 2023, I actually really want to set some real goals. And I've been thinking about what those goals would be, but first I want to talk about why I want to set those goals, because I feel as though my past few videos, there's been some examples there. And one of them is that there are things I want to get done this year, like just finishing off things. Like this office right here. This should be a completed room by this point, and I'm really frustrated that it isn't, because all I've really got to do is cut a few bits of drywall, mud it up, paint it. This isn't rocket science. This is stuff I know how to do, but I just haven't managed to get around to doing it. And part of that is because of things that I got stuck on. Like the white truck, the plow truck, I felt so stuck on that, and it was so overwhelming to finish it. And there's a whole host of reasons as to why. But it came down to where my focus was going. And when I really brought the focus down, I felt as though I was able to actually accomplish things. And focus, the word by itself doesn't really mean, words are empty until you really understand them. And there was a video that I had watched of Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple, and he was giving this presentation, and there was this one reporter, or whoever he was, somebody was very upset because Apple dropped support for a technology that a lot of people really liked. And Steve Jobs' response to this guy was basically like, I also like that technology, but to run a successful business, to really make strides, sometimes we just have to say no to things, and that Apple says no to a lot of things. And this is kind of a different thing for me, because if you think of like an iPhone and then you think of an Android, like Android has always been more on the cutting edge of hardware, like better screens and all this different stuff. And Apple has always seemed like it kind of lags behind a little bit. But another way of looking at that is that Apple really said no to a lot of things and really perfected and finished the things that they had. And that shows today. And no matter what what platform you prefer to use, I think everyone would agree that the iPhone and Apple platform as a whole is much more cohesive than Android. That shows, and that really comes from that very singular focus and that ability to say no to things, even though they sound great and even though they offer value. And that's the difference. That's an actual like practical result. And so I realized that with focus, if I keep working on other things and I don't drag myself down to do the things that maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed about for whatever it is, like fear of failure, I just got to go do it. And then the other thing is timing. The hot tub, the reason the hot tub wasn't on was because I installed electric car chargers, like fast ones, and I had to take the breaker. And so the breaker to the hot tub was turned off. It didn't have any electricity. Had I just gone and fixed that sooner, which I did fix it, but had I fixed it sooner, and it didn't take very long, I would have just turned the hot tub on and its pump and its heater would have run. And then in yesterday's video, the hot tub wouldn't have been drained. This entire problem has come to me, has been created basically because I didn't time things correctly. This was on my list of things to do. I was going to do it. I could have spared 10 minutes and just got it running. And, I just wasn't organized enough at this point to get that done. And so the reason I really want to set goals, at different levels, like all-encompassing goals, dreams, and I think I've talked about that before, is because it's very painful to not do that. And so I think when you see the value in something, you recognize the value in something, I think it's much more likely you're going to accomplish that. And so a question then that leads on from this is, what are my goals going to be? And again, I am going to make a more in-depth, in detail video about this. But I think two of my major goals this coming year in 2023 is I want to really succeed at things like YouTube, and maybe some other things like game development. I've really got to think about that, like where I can, what I have the capacity for. But that is my key to replacing my income. And I want to quit my job. By the end of 2023, I want it to be making enough money that it can replace my income. And I want to quit. I don't want to continue my job and spread my focus so thin. I want to succeed in these other areas. And, that is my plan. I think that I can do it. I think I've learned enough. And by having that goal, this major overarching goal, I can start to, dwindle down into the smaller goals that are going to really make that happen. And that's going to involve setting goals and actually setting the measurement of those goals. And, I want to do what I want to do, and I want to succeed at it. And I'm very excited about this. And again, I've never set goals before because there's never really felt like there was a point for me. And so, of course, there's other things, like the house. I just want to be done with it. I want to finish it. I want to get this room modded. I want to get the hallway finished. And like, I've got a list of the tasks. I just need to get them done. And we're like at this sort of 70 to 80% stage, and I can go do it, but I just got to focus on it. And getting this done, getting more trash out of the driveway, and just, emptying that list really gives me that space in my head to really move on and start focusing on things that I'm actually really very excited about. So, yeah. And one more thing is that I'm going to go back to just posting daily on this channel, because this is easy. And you know what? This whole thing I'm doing right now, this is in one take. This is genuine. This is what I think. I'm not editing it. And I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm intending to succeed at this. And, judge me whatever way you want to. This is reality. So, thanks for watching, if you watched, and, I wonder where I'll be in a year's time. It'll be fun to review this video. All right, see you guys.